And he was like, Dad, come on, let's do this. So here he is.
Who's your favorite Batman?
My favorite Batman?
Yeah, your personal favorite Batman.
Oh, that's a really hard question. We were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
I like you. I like yours.
Ah, bless you. That is also the right answer.
But seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a really I mean, I have a soft spot for Adam West, but I also got a soft spot for Michael Keaton. I thought he was brilliant, like understated, funny, hard to make Batman and Bruce Wayne funny and mercurial, and he did it. But honestly, I am a big fan of just about every actor who's given a chance to do this. It's really hard to do. It's really hard playing an iconic character like that. And I've had a taste now of the pressure. I'm really excited about seeing Ben Affleck's version, to be honest. And I mean, I even like Val Kilmer's version. You know, big fan of George Clooney. Maybe less so as Batman. I think he's amazing, but you know, that whole movie was a bit off anyway. But you know, like Batman Forever, when it came out, I went to see it 5 times in the movie theater.
That's my favorite Batman.
Yeah, you liked it as well,
movie.
didn't you? But
My
we didn't.
favorite Batman.
You weren't born when I. You were a twinkle in your daddy's eye. Yeah, my favorite Batman. Sorry, long-winded answer, but I think they're all brilliant.
Well, I loved your work in Vegas, and I think it's a perfect dovetail into this character because, you know, your character in Vegas is a good guy and tested, you know, fails, you know, near the end of the series a little bit. But, you know, so what else did you bring to the character, you know, the Batman character?
I suppose there's always a duality between the light and the dark with Batman. So, you know, too much light and he's kind of dull. Too much dark and it doesn't feel true to the character because he is heroic no matter how badass he can be from time to time. So it's finding that balance, I think, you know, and also trying to find a voice that sounds authentic and grounded and fairly unique. I didn't want to cover ground that other people had covered, and trying to zone in on something that sounds like it could come out of a man wearing a cowl and a cape, you know. So I think trying to find enough a voice that sounds both righteous and you know, dark. I think that's the biggest challenge.
Walking that line.
Walking that line, yeah, exactly. Whereas someone like Jack Lamb, for example, in Vegas was, you know, he was compromised and forced to do things his character ordinarily wouldn't, but at the same time, you know, he was morally true, I think, at the end. Whereas Batman kind of, you know, plays with the rules quite a bit. And that's why he's the coolest superhero, after all.
I agree. He's my favorite superhero.
Any other questions?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah, I guess because you kind of get to portray a different side of Batman because kind of more the familial side because, you know, you know, because even though he helped raise Dick Grayson, it wasn't truly his son.
No.
So.
No. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we're going to get to see Batman be a father to his biological son. I mean, there's no way of dodging it. And also, this biological son happens to have like crazy ninja skills and has been trained by the League of Assassins, which also which basically means that they know each other's moves, you know. And in any other circumstance, this kid would be a worthy adversary for Batman, and it would be a fight to the death. But this is his son, and it's quite a funny scene where he's, you know, his son is training in Bruce Wayne's backyard, like, you know, cutting statues and hedges apart, basically tearing apart the backyard, and yeah, and Batman's just got to kind of stand there and watch, and as he's tearing his backyard apart. But there's what was fun to play is that Batman's actually kind of going, this kid's kind of good, you know, this kid's good at what he does, and he's kind of proud, you know. So I think there's something universal about, you know, the father and son relationship, obviously this is a certain twist on that, but it's hard. It's hard being a father sometimes. You've got to guide and protect at the same time.
Yeah.
You got to be able to say no, and even if that leads to the kid going, well, I'm going to do it anyway. You got to live with those things.
Just like me with the Easter eggs.
You with the Easter eggs.
Oh.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I was going to ask real quick. You did a great job with Batman, and not only just you're now Batman's son, or son Batman. Do you think doing live action and doing animation? Do you think portraying Batman animation? Would you ever want to, not maybe as Batman, but like any superhero in live action, like after doing like a Batman in animation?
I think once you play Batman, is there any other superhero worth playing?
I know.
I mean,
but
really.
Doing live action with all the.
A live action?
Yeah.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
If something like that came up, I'd be able to figure out like what's the project, who's doing it, how long it's going to be for. Yeah. Well, whatever. But that each project has its own merits and its own kind of. So it's hard to say like theoretically, who or what I'd like to do. But bottom line, whether it's live action or even voice acting, if I'm not playing Batman, I'd love to play a villain. I want to play, I want to play Joker, Riddler. Oh yeah,
I can see it.
great.
You would be good Joker.
Yeah, I'd love to do all that stuff because it's really the villains that get all the juice. They get all the fun.
That'd be awesome. Your turn.
Did you ever think in your career that you would be voicing Batman, and did you ever
No.
have that like nerve-wracking moment where
Yes.
you're like, completely?
Yeah.
Because you're taking on such an iconic
Yeah.
classic character
Yeah.
that is so popular.
Yeah, just to add a little pressure, they also reminded me that it was like the 75th anniversary.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow, great, and you're leading the charge with Son of Batman. Excellent. No problem, no pressure. So yeah, it's really scary, and although I have to say it was something I played out more on Justice League War,
I
like
love your
trying to find the voice and trying to find a kind of I don't know, something I was comfortable with and could actually own and go, that's it guys, this is it, and you either like it, embrace it, or whatever. But by Son of Batman I was able to go, okay, this is the guy, I've had some experience now I'm able to bring to bear on this, and for better or worse, I'm happy with it, and be okay with that.
Batman Green Lantern was the best part of that movie, by the way.
Yeah,
I
there
love
was
the
some fun
relationship.
banter there,
So
wasn't
fun.
there? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, having played, having done Batman in Justice League War,
Yeah.
and then this time it's the same character, but
Yeah.
the situation is so different,
Yeah.
and the edge, you kind of had to balance that edge because of the sun angle. So
Yes, yeah. Well, that was the fun of it. Playing the darkness of the Dark Knight, but also at times having a. I think it was you that was saying one of your favorite lines was when he says, "Let me drive," and the Batman's like, "No," and he goes, "I know how." And the Batman's like, "No." It's like, stop. For God's sake. And you kind of feel like there's a part of him that just wants to turn around and just like kind of clothesline this kid, but he can't because it's like his kid. So I don't know. It's kind of it's fun playing that.
it brings a really different angle to
Yeah,
that approach
yeah.
to the character.
Yeah.
That's nobody else that's played Batman has really got to do. This is the first
No.
time there's been a Batman with his son.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it makes it kind of an original story. I think.
Were you familiar with the comics at all, or?
Yeah, I read the Grant Morrison graphic novel, which is great. But I also understand why they have to make some changes. Not every comic book makes a great movie, and vice versa. And they're different media. The movie has to appeal to as many people as possible, or else, the movies wouldn't get made unless they were popular. So it's kind of. I think it's pretty cool. Like the parts that they took and didn't take. I think it's quite clear when you see the movie.
Have you seen the film yet?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had a sneak preview at home. We liked it. We dug it. Yeah, it's cool.
You mentioned that Batman Forever, it's your favorite Batman movie. I actually have
It's my
a
second.
extremely rare version that's called the Red Book Edition. that
No
is-
way.
Yeah, it has all the stuff that's not in the movie, all the
Really?
deleted footage is in it, and the entire thing, and then some of the campy stuff like the nipples on the suit.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff has been edited out of it, and
Uh-huh.
it's like what it would be like. And there's a bunch of stuff in the movie that was in Batman Begins that actually originally was in the story for
Really?
Batman Forever.
Really,
Yeah,
really,
and I
really?
have that. So if the publicist or somebody else,
Oh
if
my
you want a
God,
copy,
I'd
I
love
can
to see
actually.
that. I'd love to see that.
I can get you a copy.
I mean, it
of
hasn't dated particularly well, you know, but I still think there was some really cool stuff.
It's this version of it takes Batman Forever and it turns it. I've said many times. I think it's this Red Book Edition version. It's the best version of it. It's the best of the original series of films, the first four.
Wow.
With
Yeah, I'd
these
love to
edits
see
to
that.
it, it's incredible.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, that's scary.
I like the Batmobile the best. That Batmobile.
That Batmobile was cool. The Tim Burton Batmobile?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's my favorite. I have the Hot Toys one at home.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Hot Toys?
Yeah, I didn't have that particular one, but it's kind of the same thing with the Arkham Asylum one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
so
have the
cool.
Arkham Asylum.
Oh man, I can't wait. Can't wait for the new game, right?
Arkham Knight.
Yeah. Could be Arkham.
I played all of them.
Oh,
finished
yeah.
all of them.
Oh, Origins is cool, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite, even though it wasn't made by the same person.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I met the cast on there. They were great. Like Roger Craig Smith and Troy Baker. They're amazing. So got to interview them last year. Yeah.
That's cool.
Anybody else?
They're doing they're doing some new Blade Runner movies, I guess.
Mhm.
And they were going to do sequels, but now there's talk of a reboot, and your name has been one of them mentioned. Or
Really?
Boy Batty, yeah.
Yes.
Would you be
Let's do it.
interested in? Would you do that?
I'll think about it. Of course, I mean, Blade Runner is on my, I mean, that's like a comfort movie for me. I still put it on, like, just any hour of the day and get stuffed into it. I love
Yeah.
it. So, yeah, I mean, any version of that would be awesome. Cool.
Well, David, do you want to be an actor like your dad?
No, I
Oh,
actually,
thank God.
I actually want to be a veterinarian.
Oh,
Very
that's
cool.
awesome.
I try to explain, you know, that veterinarians, yes, they save animals' lives, but they also have to hurt them in order to make them better, you know?
Yes.
You gotta slice that animal or shove the thermometer up the butt, or whatever it is. And the dog's like, what are you doing?
This
So,
is my dog.
that's our dog, yeah, that's our
Oh,
puppy.
cutie.
What's your dog's name?
Daisy.
Daisy.
Yeah.
Aw.
We rescued her, yeah. She's a little Chihuahua Fox Terrier Dachshund mix.
Are you gonna get like another dog named Bruce and one Damien? Or no?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And this one's Talia.
Yeah.
We should get a cat named Talia.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
Oh, or
Yeah.
Selena. Yeah.
Mm.
Selena.
Mm.
Yeah.
You guys good?
Oh yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, we're gonna
Cool.
go watch the movie now. So
Yeah,
we're
we will.
excited. Thank you for
See
having
the end of it anyway.
Can I get a picture?
Check out Sean Long, Jason David Frank, Tommy the Green Ranger.